Hi friends, welcome to WebJump. In this video, I'm going to discuss set in JavaScript. So far we have seen arrays in JavaScript and various methods to iterate over the array. So set is a very similar to array, but the difference is that set is used to store only unique value. It will not allow you to store the duplicate values inside a set. And like JavaScript array, it can hold any type of value. Now, how to create a set? Okay, so if you want to create a set, you need to use set constructor. And whenever you have to create an object using constructor, obviously you need to use new keyword. And I will say new set. Okay. And here you can see in the syntax that it is asking for the iterable. Iterable is nothing but any type of data that supports indexing, right? So we know that if I if I say, or if I have a string, let's say, let me name, or what we can say, name we should not use. Instead of that, if I say wc is equal to webchamp, so this is what the variable, but webchamp is not a variable here, it is a string. Okay, so what I did, I have stored a one string inside a wc variable. And since string supports indexing, index based operations, we can say that it is a iterable, or we can loop over the string characters. So we can say that this is a iterable. Or we have something called array in JavaScript. That is also array is also iterable. So what I will do, I will say webchamp, I will say Brahma. Okay, whatever the parameters you can pass any type of values, that doesn't matter. But if you want to create a set, you need to pass iterable to set constructor. And here, if I pass wc, it will create a new set object with these characters. So here, what will happen whenever we pass wc, it will treat w as a one set element, e as a one set element, then b as a one set element. So like this, we have many elements, as many we have a string. So whenever you create an object using this, you need to store this object somewhere inside a variable. So I will say let s is equal to new set. And this is what the way to create an object of set. Okay. Now what we can do, we have to see how many elements are there inside a set. Then we can use set property, okay, to know the elements. Or if I try to print the set, so let's see what we will get on console or on the screen. If I go here, if I run the HTML file, so it is returning a object set, means we will not like array, it will not work like array. Okay, if we pass array here, so JavaScript, what will do, automatically all the items are converted to the string and printed on the console. But in case of set, that will not happen. Okay, so what it will do, it will return a set object. Then if you want to know what is the number of elements stored inside a set, then what you can do, you can use the property called size. For array, the property is length, but in case of set, we have a property called size. If I refresh, so here you will see that the set object has 8 elements. So WEB is CBAMP. So this complete, each character will be treated as a each element. So similarly, we can pass array also, and now you will see that it has a 4 elements, right? So we can see that array has 4 elements. Okay, this is the one way to create a set. You can create set by using add method. So you are going to, or we are going to create here empty set. Nothing is added to the set. Yes. And if I go and refresh here, you will see that we don't have any element inside our set. So now once the set is created, you can add the elements using add method, and here you can pass any type of value. So if I say yes dot add, if I wanted to pass boolean value, yes, I can pass, but you have to terminate your sentence. Okay, if you forgot, it will not affect much, but in case of projects, your syntax should be properly, otherwise it may become a problem. So if I say web jump, so now you will see your set have these 3 items, and you will get the size of set is 3, right? So these are the 2 ways to create set objects. First is using set constructor by using new keyword followed by set constructor, and inside of that you can pass any type of iterable. Another way is you have to create an empty set, as we did here. We have created an empty set, and then you can add values as we have added here by using add method. So basically add method is used to add the values. Let's say if I have a array here, right, and I can add these items also. So now what you can expect, that we may have 1 2 3 4 items from array and 3 items from add method. So our set should show me 7, right? 4, these 4 plus these 3, 7. But since set will not allow to store, or it's a collection of unique values, so if you have a web champ already there, it will not add this web champ. Instead it will ignore that, because it is just showing, or it is just storing the values which are unique. So this is how set works. So you cannot add duplicate values. That is what the special characteristics of set. So now we have many other methods to work with set. So as we have seen set, so we can perform delete operation also. If I go down and if I say s dot delete, and here you can pass the value. If I say I wanted to delete deva, it will delete the deva, and now you will have 5 items only in your set. So this is what add and delete method is used to either add any of the value to set, or to delete the value from set. Next method is has method. This method will return, okay, I will show you, yes dot has, and this is used to check if any specific value is present inside a set or not. So if you go and over the mouse on has, here you will see the syntax, and it returns a boolean, either true, returns a boolean indicating whether an element with specified value exists in set or not. So it will return true if Brahma is exist in the set, it will return false if it is not exist. So you can go and refresh. So here you will see the output as a true. Okay. So once you are done with this, I will try to search Python here. And if I try to search Python, you can see the output as a false. So this is the indication that Python is not exist in our set. Okay. So this is how has method works. It returns a Boolean value. If item exists, it will return true. If item does not exist, it will return false. Next is clear method. If you want to remove all the elements from set, you can use clear method. What I will do instead of this, I will use size method. So we can see size here. So yes dot, I will say clear. Okay, this method not returning anything, that's why return type is void. Okay, and if I go and if I refresh, you will see the output as a 0 because clear method removes all the items from set on which it is called. So this is how clear method helps. Next is if you want to iterate or if you want to go through the one by one set items, you need to use the following methods called for each method, value method, keys method, and entries method. Let's see how these methods works. So for each method is a method which is used to perform some kind of operation. If you want to perform anything or if you want to build any kind of logic to perform or to, yes, I can say to perform operation on the set items. So let's say how to use, I will say s dot for each. Okay, and here you have to pass the callback function. Okay, callback function can be anything. If I say demo, yes, it will be fine, but where is your demo function? Demo function is not yet declared. So here you have to or you need to declare a demo function. Inside the demo function, you have to pass arguments called value, index, and array. Okay, so these are the indexes, and here you can build the logic, whatever the operation you have to perform. Okay, so what I will do, if I will check for the type of value first, and if the value type value is a type of number, then I will multiply. Otherwise, I will not do anything. Okay. So if here, what I will do, if now if value, this value will give me a values of this set item. Okay, if value, or what I can do, type of value, right? This is what I can do. Type of value is equal to number. Okay, then it should return, then return value into true. So what it will do, it will check for the type of value. If it is a type of number, then it will multiply that value with 2 and return. Okay, this is how I have written dim function. And once the value is written, or either you can return, or what I can do, I can write the logic here to print the values directly. So what I will do, I will use documents dot write method. Okay, it depends upon how you want to see the outputs. So I will say value into 2 plus I will add break here. Okay, this is what fine. What if you don't have the values of number type? So in that case, again, you have to write on the documents that documents dot write, and what you need to do, you have to print the value as it is, and I will add break again. So this is what the logic I have written. I wanted to print each value on HTML document. I don't need to use this now. Okay, this will print values, but it will filter the values for number type, and then what it will do, it will multiply the number values by 2. So we have 1,100 of number types that will be multiplied by 2. Okay, and this is not working. It is returning me the values. Yes, it is returning string true. Okay, instead it is printing. Yes, that will not be a concern. The concern is that why so this is not working because here I used number constructor. So what I can do instead of that, if I use the type of value is equal to number, then you will see the output here, our values are filtered. Okay, so this is how it works. Whatever the logic you wanted to build, you can build that logic on the value index and array itself or set itself inside a demo function. And this is a callback function. For each method internally call this function. So whenever we can whenever we have passed any function as an argument to the another function, that function is called callback function. So this is how for each method works. You can perform, you can filter the data, you can sort the data, you whatever, it depends upon the requirements, whatever the operation you have to perform, you can build the logic here accordingly. The next method is values method. Values method will return, it will not return directly the values. Okay, instead of that, it will return a iterable object. Okay, so now I will show you how this works. If I try to pass these two documents or to the HTML code to see the output, you will see the output that it will return something weird. Object set iterator. So whenever you see this kind of an output, so what you need to do, you need to iterate over this. Okay, and then how to iterate. Yes, you can iterate, but you need to store this somewhere. If you don't want to store, it is fine, it will, but you have to use the loop, and for that you have to use for of loop. So what you need to do, if I need, okay, if I say let x is equal to, you have to create a local variable called x, or any type of variable, any name you can prefer for the variable of s dot values. So internally this works like a loop, and here if I say documents dot write x plus, I will add a break to this statement. Okay, so here also you will see one by one all the elements to be printed on the HTML document. So this is how it works. Whenever you see a set object iterator or something, remember that you need to use the loop, for of loop. Okay, if you want to store this in one of the variable, so you can store that using let y is equal to s dot values. So this will store the iterator object inside a y variable, and then you can use that y variable to iterate. But again, you need to use for of loop for to see the output. Okay, so this is how values method works. Key and entries method. Return keys in case of set, I don't think so we have. Again, this keys method also return the iterable object iterator, something you need to use. And here if you refresh, it will return the values because set is not indexed, right? So it do not have keys, so it will return values directly. If you say entries, okay, so entries will again return you the values, okay, but it will treat value as a key, it will treat value as a value. So that's why you are seeing means duplicate values here, deva and deva. So in case of set, okay, key is equal to value, so there is nothing separate as a key. But in case of array, this keys method will return index. Okay, so keys will be index in case of array. So this is the difference between set and array. Again, set do not allow duplicate value, not allowed. Duplicate. And in case of array, duplicate allowed. So this is the difference between set and array. So we have seen these many methods, and this is the property, how to use this property. The size property returns number of elements from set, and how to create a set, how to add the set items, everything I have discussed. Thank you so much for watching the video.